Welcome to the podcast. It's me, Chris and Siobhan. Listen to us talk about stuff or don't.
Please. We want sponsorship.
We ain't working no 9 to 5. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of the podcast. I am, of course, Paul Dwyer. I am joined by Chris and Siobhan. Your knickers, as usual, we are live. So this week, some of the topics are we're going to be speaking about the leaving cert. We're going to be touching on my ghost infestation again, and some people actually decided to write into us with their stories. And then we're going to be touching on our Am I to See You Next Tuesday, where a writer wrote to us about her relationship problems, where she set up a second account to deal with it. Then we have the Dear Pa section, where someone else wrote into us with their problems of a relationship that they were having. I will speak to that when it comes to time. It is a juicy one.
Oh, they always are juicy.
They're always juicy.
Yeah.
Then we're going to finish up with some entertainment, some movie suggestions, some series suggestions, and some documentary suggestions. I don't have any documentary suggestions. I don't like them. I wouldn't. Thank you for it.
You don't watch documentaries?
No, I'm not a fan.
No, I'd listen to it in a podcast maybe on the way to work. I wouldn't watch one. They're too boring.
Many of them are, yeah.
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 And you know, a lot of them repeat the same bit of footage, or they repeat the same part, and I can't be dealing with that now.
Couldn't thank you. I wouldn't thank you for it.
Nope.
So the Leaving Cert was out this week.
Yes.
I can remember my Leaving Cert back in the day. I had to thumb to my Leaving Cert, and for those that don't know where I live up in a place where we're so high up that the planes have to go around us. So it's very difficult. Even when the bus was intact and we were going to school, it used to take us like 50
Over
minutes?
an hour, I think.
Over an hour, I think, to get to school.
Yeah,
because
all back roads as well.
we were a mile away from where the bus collected us, so sometimes we had to walk the distance. A lot of times
Mostly we had to walk.
we mostly walked.
Yeah, that was a mile back the road.
It was a mile.
It didn't
over
matter,
a mile.
rain, hail or shine.
School.
No shoes. It was all black and white. Had to bring us out of turf.
No
to keep
clothes.
us warm.
Nothing.
Yeah. Only books.
Not an ocean.
Still don't have an ocean.
And then the bus itself was like 45-minute drive because it's just a little shitty back road.
With no shock absorbers.
That's right,
If
yeah.
a penny
Our
farthing could be a
backs
bus,
were in
it was
bits.
that.
Sometimes you'd go over a bump and there was, the steel bar at the top and you'd hold onto it and you'd hit a bump
And
and
you
you'd
go,
fly
"Whoa!"
over and fly back
Yeah.
in again. No
There was-
seatbelts.
there
It was
wasn't-
basically Tato Park.
There wasn't even a bus driver some days.
Wait, who's driving
The
this
bus
thing?
drove us.
Tesla did buses back in the 80s, sure.
I remember one time actually. Do you remember? I don't know, were you on the bus or not? I don't think you were. And we were coming home. I remember it was a really bright day and the back window fell out. Do you remember that?
No.
I remember that actually. This just
Were
popped
we
in my
on the
head.
bus?
I don't
We
know.
surely remember that if the window came out.
I
I
remember
remember loads of people used to be lighting, crumple up some paper, light around the bus. How many fires were started on that bus?
Yeah, there was great fires on that bus.
There was great. Or they'd stuff it into the little hole that would be for if you wanted air, shove it into that and light it on fire.
While the vehicle was moving.
Obviously. Who
So
stays
you're
in
all
the bus
trapped
when
in
it's
a bus
parked?
that's
Why
on
would you
fire.
light a fire when it's parked?
People don't stay on school buses when it's parked. Remember? Now we're a long time gone from school. Maybe that's it.
I remember my first day on the bus. Which is secondary school or what? Secondary school, yeah. Is that what you call it?
Yes.
I thought
High
there was-
school to our American friends.
high school to our American friends. I remember my first day on the bus, and your first day, even if you're a hard like me, you're always a bit sketchy and you're kind of just looking out the window. And I remember people walking past me, and I was like, "Don't look, don't look, don't look." And later on that day, we'd all get on at different times in the morning, but everyone got in the same time in the evening time. And a school bully on the bus was on the bus, and he shouted back at me, and he goes, "Ha, Pa, I'm going to ride your sisters." You probably-
Also, we would have been,
Ew.
No.
So at the time I was in first year, and you would have been in fifth year.
Well, there's nothing wrong with his eyes anyway.
But I remember you got up.
Me?
You heard it. You stood
Uh-oh.
up, and everyone was like, "Oh!"
She was so scary in school.
And you caught him by the throat and pinned him up against the window and said, "Shut your fucking mouth." And the blood just left his face, and his
I
lip
wonder?
was quivering and everything.
God, that's so
and he
unlike
never
me.
opened his mouth ever. And actually, no one did, because everyone was like, "Yeah, well, I don't want the psychotic witch coming after me.
Nobody would ever bully me, or at least I never recognised when they were. But all I had to do was just hide behind Siobhan. Siobhan was like, "Rah!"
Point me in the direction
our
of,
friend
and I'll sort
Christine
it
as
out.
well, the two of us would be behind you, going, "Yeah, what she said." We were always safe.
Oh, it was my own episode of Mean Girls.
Oh, literally, yeah. And everyone used to be scared of you.
I don't know why. I'm a really nice person.
No, you know what you look like as an extra out of that movie, The Craft. That's what I should have. Well, I can recommend it, I suppose, because we haven't gotten to that part yet. The Craft, ladies and gentlemen. We were obsessed with that movie. But that's what you were like as an extra out of that. Very witchy.
That was your one with the big nose piercing, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
so
yeah.
obvious. It was like it turned her nose inside out.
Wasn't that big?
It was big. That's all I remember from that film is her nose piercing.
Oh my God, we have to watch that again. It was so good. I love all that witchcraft stuff.
So, yeah. And I remember anyway, that when my leaving cert came around, I'm not sure about G, but I had to come back to school from that high mountain.
What exam were you going into?
The leaving cert.
Lifting stones.
Which exam? No, you know it's broken up into different subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Obviously.
which subject, which exam
I don't
were you going
know.
into?
I had to come back to all of them.
You didn't come back to all of them.
Yes,
That's
I
because
did.
he can't get up early enough to get the bus.
You
that
missed
was
the bus.
scheduled.
I didn't.
He absolutely missed the bus.
The bus stopped around the...
Did they stop providing that service?
Yeah.
Because me and Siobhan got
Once-
the bus back to our exams like every day.
So
And home.
The school year finished in... When does it finish? Like May?
I feel like they left you out specifically.
Or do you remember the time we missed the bus? We did, slept in. And then Mommy had to drive us to school and we'd no back window. They'd covered it up in tape. So it was like a jet engine going back to Abbey
And we
Wheeler.
said to her,
By the time you get out
here,
of the
we'll
ca-
walk the rest of the way
Yeah,
in case
by the
anyone
time you
saw.
get out to the other end, it's ooh.
Was that the white Mitsubishi Lancer?
Yeah.
Do you remember she did her driving
broke
test
that-
in that?
I broke that
You
back
broke
window.
it. Was that the one she did her driving test in?
Then she put the stick up against the seat to
Yeah,
hold it up
'cause
and
the
put
seat's broken.
Nana threw a coat over it in the back. You won't see that at all.
Oh, yeah, I
Do you
broke that.
remember the car went in for a service, and back then you used to get a loan car. I don't know, do they still do that now? But the car that they brought home was this
Oh,
just
yeah.
ridiculous, horrible. What was the car?
I don't know.
What colour was it?
Brown. Everything back
Brown.
in the 80s was brown. But
Yeah.
anyway, landed home with this
I bet you-
clattered yoke. And then Daddy came in and said, I have something to tell you. We're poor now. And myself and Siobhan were like, "Ah, no! What are we
I
gonna
was
do?"
like...
The irony
and-
was
We
we
were.
were poor.
Yeah. Weren't we always? I ate a spud for breakfast. Didn't we have snails for supper last night? I thought it was our thing. We are the poor.
Escargot.
Oh,
would you
that
eat
would have been
them?
Jaji. No.
I bet you it was a cadet. The car.
I think it might have been actually
Opel Cadet, wasn't it?
Opel
I
Cadet.
have a vague recollection of a brown, ugly Cadet in the driveway.
Do you remember the blue car Granddad had? Oh my God, what a beautiful car.
It looked like a
Cadet.
bar of soap, though.
That was a blue Cadet. That was just a
Aren't they all
different colour
cadets?
of the same car.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, that was a Ford, for sure.
Ford Cadet.
Oh, okay.
I made
Okay.
that up. I'm not sure what the...
But anyway, getting back to the leaving cert.
Yeah.
What did you get in your leaving cert? Having to had to thumb back.
After having to come back, and I remember a truck driver picked me up once. And I remember looking at him and going, wow.
I want to be
And the
you
truck
someday.
driver's looking at Patrick going, watch this fool.
And he's watching, looking at me going, wow. I know I would.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And he did.
We thumbed. Myself and Siobhan used to be thumbing everywhere when we were going out, like when we were in our late teens and stuff. But we a bit younger, actually. I think we were like 15, 16. We were thumbing into Newcastle West.
Can you imagine,
And a fella stopped in the car, right? We were with our cousins, and you went with one cousin, and I went with the other. And the car that we got into, right, so two girls in the front seat, and you know the way nobody was into seatbelts back then. So we just squished into the front, and every time he went for the gear stick, he'd put his hand on one of our thighs, and it's like, that's not the gear stick, man. Well, I mean, we were saying it in our head because we were
And
too
he was
afraid
like,
to say it to him.
I know
in
it's
case.
not the gear stick is over here, ladies.
But like rubbing our thighs, like teenagers,
imagine-
and he was an old fella.
Can you imagine
dirty
him?
bastard.
Like, oh, why is life so shit? God, please send me twins.
Send me a sign. We're like,
Send me something you want me to do. Send me some
like
twins.
one ray of sun, and we're like, any chance?
Oh, that means God is definitely Catholic.
Now, there was another time we got a lift from a truck driver, myself and another friend.
same
We were
one?
Going down to same fella, I'd say.
That
he
creep.
picked us up outside Abbeyfield and he said, how far are you going? And we said, we want to get down to Cork. And he said, well, by God, I'm going to Cork. And he said, there's only one condition. You have to sing
Take your
the whole
clothes
way
off.
down. We sang Happy Birthday 100 million times the whole way down.
No, you didn't.
We did. We had to keep singing. We'd stop and go, I said you had to sing.
That was his condition.
Yeah.
What age were you?
18.
God, my condition would be no clothes.
Well, then it would have been no thanks.
Okay.
I don't want to go to Cork anymore. Yeah, there's no shortage of them now.
You had to
But
sing
anyway.
Happy Birthday all the way to Cork.
Yeah. It was really annoying.
You didn't think of any other song
Well, we were kind of put on the spot.
for an hour and
we
15
weren't
minutes.
thinking, what do we do? Like, yeah, he just said sing a song. When you're cut off the hop and you're not a singer. I don't have a long repertoire of songs.
You
in my
could have
back pocket.
introduced a rap section.
Sing a song right now.
Absolutely not.
What song is in your head right now?
Nothing now because I'm put on the spot.
The song that's in my head is If You Wanna Be My Lover, Gotta
good
Get
song.
With My Friends. What song is in your head right now?
I don't have one in my head
Actually,
right
a
now.
Hannah Lang
They only, yeah.
tune is playing.
I must
The
have been
only-
born with a little radio in the back of my head because there's always something playing.
No, mine play
Not
at night.
always.
At night
Most.
when I wake
At
up.
night, usually, yeah. We're nocturnal. That's when we play. Anyway, get back to the Leaving Cert. How did you do?
Oh, yeah. So I did not study for it at all because I was made to work. So I worked weekends, evenings, days I wasn't at school, days I missed school because I wanted to work, days when work was so busy that they needed me that I had to take days off school. Did not study for it because I knew I was wasting my time. I remember actually they were giving out the CAO forms, which is what you'd fill up your college, what you want to do in college and that. And the teacher handed them out and everyone was like writing
You were
down their
drawing a
stuff.
hangman.
And I went and caught it like in front of my teacher. I was a I was a
I was
school.
slightly difficult. he
I
said.
was difficult in school. I picked up my CAO form. I said, "This is where I'm going."
Oh my God.
Wow, look at you
Yeah.
now.
Look at me now. But I did score 385 points my leaving, and that was me writing my name and answered a couple of questions, which is good,
Well,
isn't
that's
it?
a bit of a stretch. Like, I got 395.
God, you studied and you only beat me by 10.
No, we didn't study. The last 2 weeks coming up to the Leaving Cert, I was panicking about physics. And physics was the subject I studied for those
Physics?
2 weeks, and I got an A.
Isn't physics the study you're studying now?
I am doing a PhD in physics. So it was totally worth those 2 weeks of hard graft back in the 90s.
It's weird. I can't even spell physics. F F-I-S.
Wait, C, H, yeah.
Um,
Luckily, you don't have to be good at spelling. to do
That's probably
physics.
my that is my weakness. If I have
Physics?
one, I can't. No, I'm good at physics.
Are you?
I can't spell. I'm so bad at spelling.
I wouldn't be fantastic myself now. Autocorrect is brilliant when it's working properly.
But I write sometimes, and I write a word, and I'm like, why isn't this fixing itself? And I'm like, that's my phone. What points did you get in your leaving cert? Siobhan.
I got 365.
God, I beat you by 20. 20.
I didn't study. I hated school.
God.
Boring.
Did you like Irish in school?
No, languages were
No.
not my thing. Do you know when you need to do the oral in your leaving cert?
Hmm.
I memorized the answers.
Isn't that what
we all
everyone
did?
does?
No, as in, I had no clue what I was saying. Once I heard a noise, I made this noise out my mouth.
What?
Yeah, I didn't understand the question or what I was saying.
I remember getting as far as leaving cert honours Irish and our teacher saying, look, today we'll concentrate on Ferinchkanuk and Bininchkanuk. And I was looking at her going,
What, bin?
I saw your mouth move and I heard sound come out. I was like, I have never heard those words before in my life. And she said, excuse me? It was like 6 weeks to the leaving cert. And she said, how did you get this far in honours Irish and you've never heard those words? And I was like, they're newborn to me.
Well, maybe
never
if
heard
you
them. I still don't know what they are. And I still did well.
Maybe you should stop making up words, teacher.
Yeah. Like just throwing letters at a fridge, whatever way they land.
But yeah, like when I was doing my oral in Irish, and for instance, like I do know what Cunastatu is, I would recognise the noise that came out of her mouth, and I'd know the noise to make back. Tommy Goma. Do you know what I mean? I didn't
You
understand.
don't know where each of those words
Oh.
ends and begins.
I don't know what she was saying.
So
I don't know what
you
I
could have
was
been
saying.
speaking Mandarin Chinese for all you knew.
Yeah,
You were just making
and I was just making a
sounds.
noise back.
It's Irish the only language you did?
No, French as well.
How did that go?
Same thing.
I loved French and German.
Je m'appelle Patrick.
Full marks.
What does that mean? Jam or something?
Yeah, that's exactly
I love
it.
jam.
Yeah. I like lifting heavy things. That's what that means.
But yeah, I was good at maths. I won an award for French and maths and technical arts when I was in first year.
Really?
And yeah, I won like 4 or 5 awards. I can't remember the rest of her.
So you're arty-farty and we never knew.
Yeah, and
I won an award for writing an essay.
did you write it?
Obviously. Yeah, well, it's my
You were always
handwriting.
cheating back then.
Wasn't.
I remember that. That's what I remember.
Lies.
And Mammy had to drive me into Limerick to get my award, and there was a photo of it.
Oh, I remember that.
Where's that photo gone?
I don't know.
We burned it.
I won exactly nothing.
But I won loads of awards, and then that was at the end of the first year. And when I got into second year, I discovered drinking alcohol and
It's
smoking
way
cigarettes.
more fun than school.
I
And
was
smoking fags.
Smoking cigarettes, and I was down the toilets, and I was.
Oh, you could smoke inside buildings then.
Out the
Yeah,
window.
standing up on the toilet seat, like out the top window.
I think I was in third or fourth year, and I had a parent-teacher meeting, and I knew it wasn't going to go well.
Why did you
Shocker.
even bother telling Mammy it was on?
They contact her.
All right.
It probably wasn't even a parent-teacher meeting. It was probably, yeah, we need to talk to you about this little shit. And I remember it wasn't going well. I knew it wasn't going to go well because it's not as if I was an angel.
No one ever complimented you back then.
And I can remember Mammy was after landing back home, and she just drove into the driveway, and I looked out the window, and I could see her face was like,
Oh my God.
and she walked in.
Driving with a wooden spoon. And we feel like, when I get home to him.
And I was inside watching TV, just pure blasé. I was like, so what have you been up to all day? And she went, you're bullying the teachers.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, bullying the teachers.
And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm standing up for myself.
Standing up for yourself.
Which is kind of the same thing, I suppose.
Well, when you do it Patrick style.
I do
Well,
remember,
there's
like,
a chicken and egg scenario there, like.
they were mean to me, but I was mean back.
Oh, and that's what they call bullying.
And that's what bullying was, yeah. I remember the teachers slap tables around me and just sit me at the back.
We had a teacher that used to throw hardback copies at students. You get there, like, dip out of the way. Like,
Missed.
that's what became of that. Did they name names? Do we know which teachers?
I know
And did
which
you go back
teachers
and
it
bully them
was.
harder?
Yeah, I went back and I beat them up. And that was the end of the bullying.
Snitches get stitches. Everybody knows it. It's a fact.
Snitches get books. I don't actually remember what became of it. I finished school and I did my leaving cert and got 3 out of 5.
How bad?
We're an intelligent bunch, really.
Do you remember we had a massive party at the end of our leaving cert? Well, everyone in our friend group was finished the leaving cert except for me. Physics was on the Monday morning. I was like, dirty bastards. But I went and drank and had a fucking fantastic weekend and hardly slept and went in Monday like a shell of my former
And
self.
still got an A.
And I got an A. I loved physics, always loved physics.
I love biology.
Biology is good. Oh, I know the type of biology you like. Oh, you were being serious.
No, I was been saying, what biology?
I was waiting for the inappropriate joke. I like biology.
You know what part of biology I like? The is. No, I actually
You
liked
actually
it.
liked it. Why?
I don't know. Why do we like anything?
Why do we like anything? It just vibes with our
I
brain.
just liked it. I like learning about muscles, tendons, joints, bones.
Well, I suppose, see, because what you're into now, like,
I suppose,
biology is a big part of it. Biomechanics, you'd have been great at biomechanics and biokinetics.
Yeah, I probably should have stuck with that, but it was that was so high in the leaving cert. It was like 500 or 600 points to be a physio back then, which is
and the points are still high for
Herbert
that.
new.
Herbert New. They were saying they inflated the points again this year to keep in line with the COVID points. I don't really understand that system, but it's all like
That was-
supply and demand for courses and that
Everyone
kind
got
of
extra
thing.
points that year, didn't they?
I'm telling my kids, like, you know, you don't have to go to college. It's not the be all and end all. And if you don't get a good leaving cert, like, I didn't get a fantastic leaving cert, and I'm still now doing physics at a college level.
Relatively successful.
Relatively successful.
Yeah, same. Leaving cert meant nothing to me. I'm actually friends with no one where it did mean something to them. And
Me
I
either,
have
actually.
Loads of friends who are successful in their chosen careers, and leaving cert was not a part of that. Leaving cert is so insignificant to life,
It is really,
and it
you
puts
get to
so
this
much
age.
pressure on you, and
Yeah.
there's people upset and being stressed over one little
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
stupid exam that has nothing to do with the rest of your life, unless your thing is you want to become a doctor or a vet
Or physio,
something,
like
or
that. It does matter to some people, but the,
doesn't
the
matter to physio.
percentage of people it actually matters to is so small. I'm
My-
telling my lads to do trades like plumber, electrician. They're making serious
Well, that's what's
buck.
making the big comeback this year. Is loads of people aren't going to college; they're doing
Dead right.
trades.
Yeah, dead right.
But you said physio. No, you don't, because my physio, Liam Mulcahy, can't count to 10. And he's a physio. And he's a good physio, a really good one.
How he can't
Are
count
you
to 10.
guys friends?
Yeah.
Have you
Probably
seen
not.
their videos together?
Probably not now.
Patrick like farting in his face when he's down around the back of him and all.
Yeah. God, I'm really tight in my glute. Wah.
What a delightful client.
So yeah, the leaving cert is so insignificant. Do not
Well, it
worry
is
about
really.
it. For those of you that are upset, when are the results out, or is the leaving cert over?
Yesterday.
The results
Results
are out
are out.
yesterday,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you got your results and you're down and you're feeling down about it,
Please don't be.
Do not worry.
they're so insignificant. Do not worry about it. Look at me. I have stuff,
And
I
things.
was nearly raped by a truck driver on my way to leaving cert.
It nearly wasn't worth the 385 points.
So moving on to our ghost section. I don't know. We now have a ghost section because
This is my favourite bit, actually.
loads of people are writing into us about their interactions with the, what would you call ghosts? Interactions with
Spectres.
with the third kind.
With the underworld, otherworld.
Ghosts.
Where did they live?
I can't remember
Where
the
do
rest of that
ghosts
word. I
live?
just went.
In his
The upside
attic,
down.
clearly.
In Rackhill.
So an update with my ghost is I have no update. My ghost was. Gone
I
to
thought you said like the more you talk about it, the more things happened.
That's how I thought things worked in the ghost land, but that is not how it worked this week.
must have
And I
annoyed them.
was extra wary of stuff moving. Do you know when you're extra wary, then things start to move in your mind.
You're all standing there thinking, "Watch on your man now. He's
Do not
watching,
this week,
waiting
no, lads.
for us to do
Do not
something."
this week, lads. Watch him. Watch,
Yeah.
idiot.
You'll be destroyed now next week.
Be dead next week. So this week is cancelled because Pa's dead by a ghost.
What a way to go!
But you remember our brother Sean said, if you have high carbon monoxide in your house, one of the side effects of carbon monoxide intake is hallucinations.
Yes,
God, I nearly got it.
and auditory
Carbon
as well
monoxide.
as visual.
What?
Auditory as well as visual hallucinations, like both types. For those of you that
Have
don't
you
know,
since
that's hearing and
purchased-
seeing.
No.
Like, I mean, it's really easy to test that theory. Like, get a carbon monoxide alarm, put it in your house. If you have a high level, then you're hallucinating, and if you don't have a high level, then the ghosts are real. There you go.
It's
Start
science.
to
I'm not
finish.
sure if
It's
it
science,
helps.
bitch.
I'm not sure if it helps to have windows and doors open with carbon monoxide.
Of course it would.
It does, because we don't close our windows
Ever?
ever. No,
Not even in the winter when it's very cold.
no. We you sleep better in a cold room.
No, my nose gets very cold. I can't.
Yeah.
I'd need a little nose bag.
A nose bag. Whatever you're into.
You know, like a little knitted thing that goes over your nose.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do love that about the
You should
summer.
get one of them.
Is like the windows are open. It's so depressing when you have to have all your windows closed. I have to have all my windows closed in the winter.
Why?
She'd freeze. What a waste having heating on if you have a window open. No, I mean, I try and open
Exactly.
them for 2
Exactly.
minutes or 5
Don't-
minutes.
Don't turn the heating on and have a window open. That's like
Did
a
he
mortal sin.
hear me? So you have your heating on the winter and you always have your windows open.
No.
Or do you have your windows ajar?
No, they're open.
What?
Do you
And
not feel the cold?
The thing about it then is Lena has come from a house where they have to have the house 100 degrees Celsius at all times. So, no, we don't have a carbon monoxide thing. We'd rather just run with it and think we have ghosts because
That's more fun.
much
it
better
creates
story.
content and stories, and
Yeah, but would you not want to know if it's real or not?
don't let facts get in the way of a good story.
Or
That is
don't
what they
die
say.
from poisoning.
Actually, that's probably a larger
I-
concern.
I would put that top of my list.
Well, if that does happen, can you say that ghost kills us? That the ghost killed us?
I'll make
It
sure
would
that
make a
story
great
gets out there.
podcast and it would
Yeah.
just be the two of us then.
then how would you know what buttons to press?
That's
So-
true.
Oh, that
What
is
this
true.
did do is brought people in writing into the podcast with their own stories.
Ooh.
So we're gonna
Ooh.
kick off with our first story from, I can't remember.
Oh, yes.
So he said, "Evening, speaking of ghosts, as it popped up in both of your shows, near sure caught one in a picture. My elderly neighbour had died over a year ago and his house is still empty at the moment. Myself and the other half went to try and get pictures of the Northern Lights and the meteor shower a few weeks back, when we looked back and seen an image which actually blocked out the lights from behind it. I have attached the image for yourself and your sisters to view. On another note, this allowance of saying one cunt per show is a bit silly. I know.
Agreed.
There are so many in the world who need to be told who they are. Thank you. Well, thank you for writing into the show. So here's the picture. I'm going to pop it up on the screen there for you guys. So this is our picture.
I want to know, did they notice at the time of taking the photo? Or it was only looking at it afterwards they noticed that this figure was standing there?
I imagine it's when they were looking at it afterwards.
I suppose it's dark and it's how the photo would be taken.
So it does
Isn't that the
actually-
usual order of things? You don't notice it until afterwards.
Not always. It does look like a figure because that whatever it is blocking.
It looks like their hand is up and they're about to throw something.
That
It-
looks like a tree stump.
It looks like John Cusack as a ghost.
Or Keanu Reeves.
It looks like a tree stump. That's had a tree surgeon work on it.
What is that white thing and that thing and that
Freshly
thing then?
cut branches.
Yep.
That little glow in the dark.
La, 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 la. If that person could
Oh,
come
I
back
never knew
actually
that.
and take a daytime photo of that, we need a comparison.
Yes.
Okay, so send us a daytime photo of that, please.
Yeah, I want to
so
see
we
that there isn't
can-
a tree there that has had branches cut.
Because we need
I'm going to be the killjoy in this, obviously, because I need hard evidence.
Oh, I thought that was my role.
Well, you are twins, so, you know. So then, afterwards, I was speaking about this. My mother-in-law told me about this story that is quite famous, and it had appeared in other YouTube, high
Ghost
YouTube
story.
following pages. Pages
Wow.
pages that like ghosts.
That hurt.
Because this story was actually quite famous. So I was like, please get me the original photo. And she did. So I'm
And
gonna
she was there.
pop it up on the screen. She was there. And there is no explanation for this photo. I know you said when I showed it to you during the
It's
week
a fucking lampshade. There's your explanation. Sorry, like.
that it was a lampshade. So I have found out since. I have asked him, is it a lampshade? It is not a lampshade. There is no lampshade there.
There
So
absolutely is one there.
I
Look
don't
at
know
the top
that
of that photo.
churches usually come equipped with something a little bit more ornate
fancier than that.
than a
That's a
lampshade.
lampshade.
It's not.
It is a lampshade.
I
Or
know-
else it looks like an extra out of Dune.
Also, see your proof here where you said, look at this hangy down thing.
Yes.
There's also one here.
The technical term,
I
hanging
just
down thing.
Notice that now. So that's
Sorry,
your
I don't have my glasses
that's
on.
your theory out the window.
It's not because it's shaped like a lampshade.
Oh well, then it has to be the lampshade. I'm shaped like the Hulk. I'm not the Hulk.
Wow. That is a lampshade.
I'm shaped like Brad Pitt. You don't.
Like, okay, fine. If you're saying that's a ghost, then what's that light bit there?
I don't know. What is any of it?
A bulb.
You're a bulb.
That is, in
That.
fact, a lampshade.
So I
And
brought.
what you're seeing there is a bit of that interference there in the camera film.
So
That is a lampshade. Take it away from me.
I
just
brought
touched it with you.
your theory back to the originals, and they said they know this church very well, and there's no lampshade there.
I want to go to that church.
We should go.
Okay, I'm going to find out where this church is, and we're going to go on a ghost.
We
Investigation.
We'll do a show from there. Or a little snippet anyway.
Or we could just take a photo and prove you wrong again.
What do you mean again?
Because you're always wrong. I'm always right, remember?
Oh, wow.
Do you remember that part? So yeah, we'll get a photo of that. We'll bring it back next week and we will confirm whether or not that is a lampshade or not. And we will prove that I'm right once again. Also, if you have any ghost stories, guys, or you want to send them in to us, just send us your photos and a bit of a write-up with it to either myself, which is patrickodwyer@me.com, or to the show, which is thepadcast1@gmail.com. Thank you all. So next up, we have our little Am I to See You Next Tuesday? Siobhan, take it away.
Me and my boyfriend are going through a rough patch right now. My parents hate him and don't want him around.
Hate is such a strong word there now.
Well, that's what's written. I decided to set up an anonymous account which would not be connected to me in any way. And I've been messaging him as a concerned and friendly stranger. He poured his heart out to me and it's touching. I don't think I can ever tell him this because I don't know how he would react. I'm trying to help him heal from us not talking for a while, and the person he is messaging is helping him plot how to win me back. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it's making him feel better. Am I doing something wrong here?
Simple answer, yes you are. You're a psychopath.
No, I mean, there's probably better ways to go at it, but like, she's doing this to fix the relationship. She says he's feeling better.
How... I don't know what word you do this for. How weird is she that she can't speak to him directly, that she has to set up a second account to speak to him?
But she said they're not getting on.
It's sneaky but helpful.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say. Sneaky but helpful.
Is that a juxtaposition?
I mean, I'd probably go therapist first before pretending to be someone online.
They're not even talking, so there's...
This way is cheaper.
So like
Oh my God, yeah.
The clear thing here is lack of communication once again.
Once again, yeah.
Why doesn't she just bring this up with him as opposed to setting up a second account? Like, that's so...
Well, maybe she feels like she can't.
He
If they're
wouldn't
not
open
getting
up
on.
to her in
Or
the
is
same
this
way, would
her
he?
way of getting what she wants?
It could be construed as manipulative.
Because it is.
Can you be constructively manipulative? Is manipulative always bad?
Yes.
But you can engineer a situation for a
By
good or
manipulation.
positive outcome.
Well, you know what they say. The road to hell is paved with good
Manipulation.
intentions.
The road to hell is paved with manipulation.
Manipulation.
I can't say that word.
Manipulation.
That's what we say around here, Raquel.
You make it sound
Don't you
like...
manipulate me.
That makes it sound fun.
Wow.
Manipulate.
Manipulate.
What is the word?
Manipulate.
Manipulate.
You're not saying it right.
My God. Manipulate.
Manipulate.
Legumes all over again. Manipulate.
Manipulate. He's saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
It seems we all have a speech impediment.
So yes. Am I to see you next Tuesday? Absolutely you are.
No.
You are.
No.
There's so many other ways.
It's a weird way to go about it, but the intentions are good. Without knowing more context. Maybe he's a dick. Maybe the parents are right. Then maybe the parents are horrible narcissists and he's lovely and they're trying to control their daughter. So I don't know. Maybe...
Parents very rarely get on with the son-in-law.
I wouldn't say it's rare.
How is it in your house?
Great.
Who wouldn't love him?
I'm a lovable guy.
Except for all the hate online.
Except for all my hate. Yeah. People,
Secretly, they love
They
you.
just don't know me.
That's it,
I'm
yeah.
a great guy.
Uh-huh.
Deep down inside, I'm a great guy.
It's in there somewhere.
Do you know what? I'm just thinking about this. Maybe it's a good thing because isn't that how Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, ended up with Mary Jane?
How?
Because Mary Jane fancied Spider-Man. Peter Parker fancied Mary Jane, right?
So he manipulated her.
Let me finish. So I think, well, not that I think, the story was, so Mary Jane liked Spider-Man. Spider-Man said, hey, do you know what you should do is forget about me because I'm a spider. You should go for Peter Parker. Peter Parker's a lovely guy. He's a great journalist. You should go on with him. I heard he's a massive Mickey.
Oh my God.
So Spider-Man left her and she ended up with Peter Parker.
And then she ended up with Peter Parker and she was like,
Where's that massive Mickey?
no, I knew it all along looking through that tight suit. She already knew what it looked like. Grey
Yeah.
sweatpants.
So technically it's the same thing.
Manipulative.
Manipulate. Manipulates her. So that's kind of the same story because the second account is Spider-Man. Spider-Man said, hey, do you know what you should do is go back to Peter Parker there. He's sound, big Mickey, great journalist.
Basically, yes. But so was it a positive manipulation in Spider-Man?
God, sex with Spider-Man must be weird. Like, does he squirt out his wrists?
Oh my God.
Wow.
A new low for us, I think. How refreshing.
Or are you finished? No, sorry, just squirted web.
Both of his
Ignore that. It happens when I get
Oh,
excited.
imagine if he was really nervous at the start, the fucking room would be covered.
Imagine Mary Jane's like, I just need to ask one question. Is that web?
My eyes are burning.
Is there salt in your web?
I smell asparagus.
Were you eating strawberries there?
Oh. Nope.
Did you just web my mouth? Nope. That ain't web. God, imagine all the weird things that happens Spider-Man.
No, I
mean,
literally
like-
spent no time on that.
Like dating Spider-Man, how weird things would be. Like, Johnny gets in the mood. Get down off that ceiling.
Although, if you had a spider, would he be able to connect with it and tell it to fuck off?
Weren't they telling us all now to keep our windows closed because this is the time of
Spider-Man's
year that all
coming?
the male spiders come in,
Oh.
and in case Spider-Man comes in, and like in
The
your
male
face.
ones come in.
Yeah, they
So
go
the
looking for
females
lady
are
spiders.
still outside feeding the children, working,
No,
carrying lots of
they
heavy
come
stuff.
inside to look for the female partners. See, the women spiders are clever. They'd be like, why would I be toiling out in the open when I can be in a nice warm home in a corner?
I don't
keeping an
mind
eye on things?
spiders.
What?
I don't mind them.
I like spiders actually.
I live in for fear that one of them might actually bite me and turn me into Spider-Man.
Now, if they've more than 8 legs, trouble. Can't cope, like a centipede.
I was going to say, is
That's
that
not a
still a
spider.
That
spider?
clip from
That's not a
Family
spider.
Guy. No, but I'm saying anything with more than 8 legs creeps me out.
So your quota is 8 legs.
My quota is 8 legs. Not in a human. 2 legs in a human. That's
I
enough.
was going to say, so you're afraid of 9
No,
men.
that clip in Family Guy where the centipede with all the and they're counting all the legs.
Hey guys, you're not a centipede. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh my god. Constantly funny.
Anyway, getting back to the original story of am I to see you next Tuesday?
Thumb up,
No.
Yes.
thumb down.
No. Not
Unless
yeah.
it's a Spider-Man story. In that case,
Wait a minute. Spider-Man wrote that story pretending to be an anonymous person on the internet. I feel like I'm on the set of Inception. It's like when you get 2 mirrors and point them towards each other. Infinity.
it makes a noise, you know, when you do that.
What does?
2 mirrors and you put them really close to each other, it makes a noise.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Go on.
Try it.
Noise.
What noise?
Yeah.
Eh.
Like one of those rubber
Anyway.
chickens.
What, put 2. I was gonna say
Have you
two-
ever done that in the shop? Gone like pressed a load of them together.
a lot of mirrors. What? Why would I
No,
have
the
done?
rubber chickens. That's what
Oh, that video. No.
oh, okay.
I did push loads of mirrors though. So, are you? No, just in case
Yes.
you're not.
No. No, she's not the.
No, in case it's Spider-Man.
Oh, good save.
We are fans of Spider-Man. Next up on our list is insert the love letter music, which is a bit of jazzy music.
Jazzy.
Jazz.
Oh yeah.
That's
Go on.
what love letter music is. It's jazz.
Is it jazz? Is
Like
that
the
what it
Love Boat years ago, you remember that?
The Love Boat.
Anyway, dear
Yeah.
Pa, I can't help but resent my boyfriend since losing £100 and gaining confidence.
What?
I think when she says gaining confidence, she gained being a bit of a.
She gained confidence.
Mm.
Right. Okay.
From my late teens, I was classed as clinically.
Clinically.
I have so much.
correctly.
I've got muscles in my mouth, so I can't say clinically.
And a rake of teeth
Do you
as
ever
well.
get-
Too many.
So muscly in your mouth that you go clinically. Clinically. I have to go like that to say it properly.
Isn't that a medical condition where your tongue is too big for your mouth?
That's what she said. From my late teens, I was classed as clinically obese. But now that I've lost all my excess fat, I can't help but resent my boyfriend. I've lost over £100 and look and feel so much better. I am now a size 16 and have all the curves in the right places. It wasn't easy losing the weight. First of all, I lost 62 pounds after having a gastric band fitted. Then I treated myself to a Fitbit and managed to lose another 40 odd pounds. Sidetrack here, that is some weight loss.
That is a huge
£100.
achievement, yeah.
£100 is a human.
Literally a human off your back.
£100 is 45 kilograms. £100 is also about 6.5 stone. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I just had
Give the two of them a minute there to settle that one.
God, multiple personalities. They,
A
want
big tongue
they,
again.
they all want to
Did you
talk.
get any sleep last night?
They all want to talk.
You had a strong.
I was sleeping all night. Oops. Where were we? I'm 29 and he's 30. My confidence is back, but I feel so conflicted because my boyfriend is all over me. Oh, he sends me sexy texts and is really loving. But where was he when I was fat? He stuck with you. That's where he was. He never said a thing about my weight. Nothing negative, nothing positive, even when I asked him. It hurts because I wonder why I didn't get this sort of attention when I was big. I feel sad for the fat woman that I was and still carry her around with me.
Well, I can cut that one short. My advice here would
Leave
be
it into
to
her.
get the over yourself.
Oh, Hundy P, yeah. Like, ridiculous behaviour. Sorry, your boyfriend is paying you too much attention now.
What a terrible situation to be in. Also, you have a massive success story.
She lost loads of weight. She gained loads of confidence. She has good relationship with her boyfriend now. Maybe she was a miserable arsehole when she had all the weight on. Maybe that's why he wasn't.
Well, she still has a way to go.
She's still an arsehole. Sorry now, but that's ridiculous.
It is.
Just finding something to complain about.
Yeah. She's all the good and she's still carrying all that resentment with her.
Ridiculous.
Plus, like, it's her boyfriend is basically seeing a different person, so of course he's going to be all over her. Plus, she said she's curves in all the right places. He is a male at the end of the day. When he sees titties and ass, he's of course going to be more inclined to send her a few more texts just to, and you know, he said nothing negative about her when there's fat.
It sounds to me like she's just more pleasant to be around.
She
was
is.
obviously.
Is she?
What I'm saying is she's.
She sounds like an idiot.
As in, she was miserable when she was overweight, and
No,
so
she's
he wasn't attracted
even
to
more
that.
miserable.
But now, no, she's saying it's like resenting it in her head. She's obviously not saying it to him. I mean, do you want him or not? Dump him so if you're so unhappy.
Yeah.
And then she'll have a complete glow up.
Oh yeah.
She already had to glow up.
Post-breakup glow up.
He'll probably have to glow up then. He'll join the gym and then he'll become a cunt.
Oh, maybe. Then she'd have a reason to be sad.
Can you imagine your complaint is losing weight, gaining confidence, a loving boyfriend, and you're writing to someone to say that you've found a problem.
Absolutely
Yeah,
scandalous.
I'm having difficulty with this one.
She has a shortage of problems in her life.
In fact, maybe she should have been in the last segment.
We are introducing you to Are You and the answer is yes, you are.
Yes, in fact. Fully,
have-
100%.
You have.
Head to toe. Covered in
You have.
That was an easy one.
Okay.
Oh, that was so easy.
Moving on.
You made it so easy for us. Thank you. Congratulations on your weight loss. You lost weight.
Try not being a
But you lost weight, but you gained.
I like that we upped the quota.
Yeah, we probably should cut it there now.
Go on.
She lost the weight, but you gained the see you next Tuesday theme
Yes.
in her.
So a bit
Happens
of
to a lot of people, though.
personality adjustment to
So
go
you-
along.
When you lose weight, you should keep that low esteem, low confidence with you.
Yeah, just to keep you in check, like.
Just to keep you in check, just make sure you don't go all confidence on our ass. We don't like that about people.
Nope. Humility is very sexy.
Leave the confidence to me.
To be fair, you've enough for a whole population.
All three of us, yeah.
I was speaking to someone recently and she said that about me, and sometimes it's more of an act than anything else.
Being confident.
I think it is for a lot of people.
Oh, I'd say so, yeah.
Like even that time I was in Glasgow and I had to sing in front of I think there was 17,000 people there. 17,000 people at a strongman show, and I had to go on stage and sing with a ukulele.
Like you didn't engineer that yourself.
I didn't.
Sure.
No,
Why'd you bring
honestly,
your ukulele with you?
I didn't. They went to the shop and bought one.
No way.
I actually did. And it was the night before, and Darren comes up and he was like, mate, I was thinking about maybe asking you to sing a song tomorrow, mate. And I was like, Darren's from Yorkshire.
In case you
And-
didn't recognise that accent.
And I said, where's the notice in this? Could you not told me a few weeks ago so I could really practice on the song? He goes, no, you'll be fine, mate. You want to do it? And I was like, do you know what? It'll be a bit of crack. I will. And there are 2 events in, and it's such a hard thing. This is why strongman is so hard, because you have to be such a beast and strong and lift heavy stuff, and then you have to switch over into this funny character singing a song and messing with the crowd and reacting, and then you have to switch it back on for the rest of the events.
I suppose, yeah, it's
Oh,
hard
so
to
difficult in that
change
sense.
direction.
And he loves every minute of it.
No, it's tough. It is
The singing or the
tough.
lifting?
That day,
That whole day.
That whole day is a nightmare because you can't eat because of nerves.
Oh, yeah.
There's 100,000 things that can
Do you
go
ever
wrong.
not be nervous walking out on that stage?
No, you'll always be nervous.
Nervous is good, though, really. You can sort of turn it into...
It's not when you have to lift like 400 pounds over your head.
But it kind of... does it not force you to... Actually, what am I talking about? I hate the thought of talking to a crowd. Like conferences
It doesn't bother me. Thinking about it is like, oh God, I have to go out. But when I'm there, it's like, I don't give a
Well, I'll
So it
have
doesn't
to
really
adopt
bother me.
that.
Just remember that you'll be dead shortly, and so will everyone else.
That's true.
Forever.
And in
Forever
2
and ever.
generations' time, our great-grandkids won't know us.
Well,
Well, they will actually, because
They'll
they'll
probably
have,
know me because
the
I've.
podcast in the archives. We'll be on Reeling in the Years 2024.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh my God, that was perfect. Recommendations.
Speaking of TV shows, our entertainment section. Also, speaking of entertainment, the Wolf Tones were at Electric Picnic last week, and
They are excellent.
What a great gig.
The
a great
cornerstone of
gig.
Ireland.
the cornerstone of us.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they spent like 20. I don't know this for a fact. It's just how I feel about the situation. I feel like they have been dormant for about 20 years. And now they're like the #1 show in
I
Ireland.
hadn't heard of them in ages, and then last year they exploded.
Last year they
Onto the
exploded.
stage in Electric Picnic, and like literally everybody that was there was at their stage. And then again this year, did you see the picture?
Yeah.
Crowd was
Oh
huge.
my God.
Yeah, it was
Massive.
great.
And the
Yeah.
crowd was singing along to the songs, which means
Yeah,
they
they
know
knew
all
them.
the songs.
Yeah.
It's such a strange thing to happen because there's so many really good Irish bands that are at this level down here that have really popular songs. And then the Wolf Tones just overtook everyone, went up here
Yeah.
for no reason.
You don't know what's down the road
What
for you. So you
clicked
don't.
it?
Yeah. How did they end up on Electric Picnic last year? It seems like an odd kind of a lineup.
These things happen sometimes. It's like going back to Strongman again. 3 years ago, they brought on this reserve. He was actually a reserve for a reserve. So someone pulled out. They got a reserve for World's Strongest Man. That reserve fell out. They got a second reserve in, and that reserve, that last minute reserve, was Mitchell Hooper.
What?
Yeah. And for those that don't know, Mitchell Hooper is one of the strongest humans on the planet at the
On
minute.
the planet. Maybe in
He's
the whole universe.
18, yeah, I would say it. I've said it on a different podcast. He has 18 podiums in a row.
Jesus. Animal.
No one has ever done that, especially with strongman these days because it's so competitive and there's actual athletes and not just electricians who do a bit of strongman on the
Yeah.
side. And that's how he was. That's how he was discovered.
My God.
Crazy thing.
What's for you won't go by you.
What's for you won't miss you. Exactly. Yeah, there's a good example of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, our recommendations for the week for movies, series, documentaries. Siobhan, take it away. Siobhan, your
Underpants.
recommendations to us.
Well, first of all, a couple of people got on to me asking for the name of the documentary last week because I didn't give the right name. So if you want to check it out, I highly recommend. It's actually called Perfect Wife, The Mysterious Disappearance of Sherry Papini. Check it out. It's
I
brilliant.
highly recommend giving out the right name when you're giving a recommendation.
Well, we're all
Get it right
learning
the first
here,
time.
So. Anyway, so a movie I'd like to recommend is something I watched, was it last night or the night before? I can't remember. It, Chapter 2.
Classic.
Love it. I've watched it
Total.
4 or 5 times now. It has everything. It has comedy, horror, good
Yes.
casting.
Yeah. It's a
I love
tasty
it.
horror.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Yeah.
He was a great character selection as well for It.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
So good.
And
yeah.
good
So I
actor as well.
recommend that. And then the second one that I want to recommend, I also watched because Lena shared it with me. It's The Murder of Lacey Peterson. Really, really sad story about a young pregnant mother who is goes missing and who's found washed up with her unborn baby, not attached to her anymore. It's quite gruesome in that way. And the documentary goes through the court case, and obviously it's her husband because, you know, isn't it always the husband?
It is always the husband.
But you do wonder.
Big and
My
all your
God,
mouth was
are
you
you
missed
having
it.
a tough time over there?
I'm like, do you remember me, myself, and Irene? And he's in the background.
That was real.
I know it is. Anyway,
Oh
carry
my
on.
God.
No, that's it. So yeah, go watch it.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for those 2 recommendations that I will not watch. What's the IMDb? 1.
7.3. And then It Chapter 2. Oh,
What is it?
6.5.
Is that all it got?
I'm really upset.
What
yeah,
did the first one get?
6.5. What did?
The first one get.
I should check.
The first one's probably higher. The heavens just opened.
You can't
That's
be
gone.
able to
7.3.
7.3. Yeah, I knew the first one would be better because
Yeah.
it is the first of the edition. Chris,
Yes.
your recommendations,
You
please.
said it so officially. My first recommendation is for a comedy series called Community College. Absolutely hilarious. Really, really funny. It's an older one as well, but I've watched it a few times. And my second one, do you know who's in that actually? Donald Glover. He's absolutely brilliant. Brilliant actor, brilliant singer. And my movie recommendation, I changed my mind actually. I have a different one. Wicked Little Letters was recently added to Netflix, and it's based on a true story. Oh my God, it's so clever. And what a brilliant story. And Olivia Colman, my favourite, is in it. And Jessie Buckley as well.
She plays a blinder in it. It's
Oh,
really
but
good.
Jessie Buckley does as well. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant movie. I'd highly recommend that. What does that get on IMDb?
7.0.
And what about Community College?
8.3.
Nice.
8.3 will be hard to beat.
Well, you look them up before you recommend them.
No,
I
I do
guarantee
not.
you he's cheating.
It's just my
Guaranteed.
recommendations are always really good because
Sure.
I'm good at TV.
I watched the first few episodes of Supernatural.
My God.
God.
Supernatural is one of the greatest things ever
Oh,
made.
it's a tough watch.
Once
Can
you
we
get to
just
that,
skip forward to second?
Would you
I
miss
did.
it?
I'll be honest with you, right?
Go on.
I
For
skipped
once.
about 8 episodes in season 1.
You didn't fucking tell us that.
I know, I
last
forgot. I
week.
just literally just thought of it right now.
Oh my God.
So I skipped and I watched the last 3 episodes on series 1, and from there I was like, "You got me by the cojones."
Okay, right. That's what we need to do. So
Skip it. Just watch the last 3 of season 1. You'll be hooked from there on because
Done.
they get out of that Buffy the Vampire stage.
Slayer.
What did I say?
Buffy the Vampire
Wow,
Sledge.
today is very
What
difficult
a
for
great
you.
name for
Slayer.
a sledgehammer. Buffy the Vampire Sledge.
Sledge.
Could put little fangs on the end
Weird.
of it.
I'm fully sure I said Slayer. Buffy the Vampire stage.
Nope. You have
Anyway.
that strong again.
My series recommendation again is Supernatural because, and the reason I'm saying it is because I'm watching no other series
Nothing else
because
but that.
there is, God, there's like 15 series and there is like 20 episodes per season. So I'm just buried in that.
What did that get on IMDb again?
I can't recommend anything other than that.
And your man, the brother, the older brother, is Soldier Boy in
Jensen.
The Boys.
Jensen
Beautiful.
Ackles.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Jensen Ackles. He's some man for one man.
He is Boys.
I nearly give him one myself.
8.4.
What did I get?
8.3.
8.3. You can't keep relying on a high score. Go on. Have you another recommendation?
My
It's
movie
Just that.
recommendation,
Go on.
and it is probably the best out of both things. 3 things actually, because the 3 superheroes combined came into this film.
Into a super
Into a
hero.
super film, which is we have Deadpool, Wolverine, and Blade.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's so good.
The
Okay,
new
we need-
Deadpool
Wesley
movie,
Snipes, yeah. Wesley Snipes is back as
Is he?
Blade. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wolverine is back.
8.0.
Really? God, I was banking on that one. I haven't
My
even.
movie win.
Yeah,
What was her movie?
so I can't remember.
What was your movie recommendation?
Wicked Little Letters.
What did I get?
Damn it, let me go back.
God, this is the worst researcher ever. Hey guys, if you know anyone's good research and shit,
We're taking applications.
if you're like,
7.0.
oh, so I win again.
Yes, you do.
Oh, you're insufferable.
3 out of
Just
3.
as well, we're not competitive. We only do it for the fun. They tried to get us to compete last night in the gym. Do you remember? They wanted us to count all the exercises we did. I was like, sorry, I count for a living all day long in my job.
I'm
no
here for
numbers
fun
after
only.
6
Yeah.
o'clock.
No numbers after 6 o'clock.
Absolutely none. I don't even care what time it is. I'll tell by the sky.
I'll tell by my eyes. Oh, it's sleep time.
Exactly. Keep it simple.
So, as always, guys, thank you all. I would recommend watching what I suggested. I can't even remember what they said. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like and click and share and do all the funny things. If you have some comments, leave them after you. And if you want to get in contact with the show, it is thepodcast1@gmail.com. That is the letter 1 number.
Wow.
I am touched today.
Absolutely.
Smooth brain.
Get in touch
Voila.
with your ghost stories or
Especially
your pals, or if you think you're being a bit of a see you next Tuesday, get in touch. Thank you all as always, and I will see you later.
Thank you.
Siobhan says thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, every time.